YouTube, what the Total War Attila is going on? Heir of Carthage back in Total War Attila. Let me pull up my browser too here on the other screen so I have some information sitting in front of me. Today, or on this video, we're going to talk about the Himyar. As you can see, I do believe I have them selected. Yeah, so they have one of the coolest looking faction leaders, I think, out of the whole game. Very sweet looking faction leader here. The Himyar are a Sabaean kingdom. And they are located in the south. They start in southwest. I guess the province is called Felix Arabia, I think. Something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was called. But they start here. It gives them a normal start position as far as difficulty, but I actually think this is going to be a slightly more difficult start position. Not necessarily because you're just going to get steamrolled early on, but if you really want to attack and expand, if you go north, you're going to very quickly run into client states of the Sassanids and the East Romans. And if you attack their puppet state, you're going to get attacked by all the other puppet states and the large empire. And early on, for actually they start with 2 settlements. The Himyar start with, those 2 settlements. You don't completely own all of Arabia Minor or Felix Arabia, whatever it's called down here. It's tricky because this other settlement that's right over here is owned by a client state of the Sassanids. So if you attack them, the Sassanids will go to war with you, and you will have all of their client states going after you, and money will be short. I actually think it would probably be a better idea to sail across the Red Sea here and to attack the Aksum and work your way into Egypt to kind of establish a foothold. That would give you kind of a nice foundation for an empire in order to take on these larger empires, because starting in Arabia will be difficult. Interesting start position with the Himyar. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So they have the same as all the other desert kingdoms. You've seen this before. Sunscorched is +2 to sanitation. They're immune to desert attrition. They have +15 melee attack in the desert, and they have increased public order penalties due to the presence of other religions. Now, they have a decreased fatigue rate for all units, which is really cool. It means these guys can run around on the map quite a bit. They have the Marib Dam, which is a cool building in your capital, and it makes Arabia actually like a rich. It makes it a rich settlement so that you can actually build like wheat fields and stuff and get a lot of food out of what would otherwise be a very crappy province for farming. So very interesting. I don't know if that happens in all of your provincial capitals or if it's just your original starting capital, but it's a cool building, and you have it straight from the start, and it means that you have like 6 fertility. Of course, it only lets you count up to 5 of that, but even after the first climate change thing, you're going to see that you still have full fertility in a region that is terrible for everybody else. Desert Saboteurs, so it stops foreign replenishment in regions where your armies are present. Kind of like the Huns, makes these guys very interesting. So an interesting start position, going to be a little bit trickier. You're going to have to deal with the Sassanids and the East Romans, or go across the Red Sea and establish something somewhere different. Going to make for an interesting start. The Himyar, for me, look to be one of the more fun campaigns that you're going to have the opportunity to play out of these new ones. Let's take a look at their faction. As far as the units go, again, 3 units for your general. You got the Desert Chieftain and Desert Warlord, which is the same as in the previous video I showed you, which was Aksum. So if you have not watched that, go see that. These are both cavalry, anti-cavalry type generals. One is slightly better than the other, obviously because of the cost difference, or you can get these Zephyr Sentinels. It's a very heavy axe infantry unit. Should be half armor piercing, you would hope. It is. Not great, but not bad. Pretty solid health for a unit like this. Very nice armor. Decent melee defense. Terrible charge bonus for this unit, but they do also have the shield wall, which gives them an extra attack versus infantry, and missile block chance and shield defense. I'm always a big fan of taking cavalry with the general, but I don't know. If you really want to, there you go. Their spears are just the generic desert spears and desert levy, so nothing new in the spear department. It looks like the Aksum were going to be the more spear-centric of these new factions. When it comes to melee infantry, though, you get some very interesting offerings with the Himyar. The Desert Tribesmen are still here, but you get these Athar's Chosen. This unit is very cheap. Look at the attack stats. Look at the charge bonus on these guys. Really? 147 charge bonus? My jaw's open on this. 200 health? Something's got to be wrong. 103 morale. So this is one of those units that I saw this and I'm like, did they really? All for 375. We'll talk about that. I hope this is a mistake and it's going to be corrected. If not, these guys are so broken, it's going to be insane. absolutely insane. The price has got to be wrong on these. Athar's chosen for 375, so I'm guessing that this is supposed to be a much more expensive unit. Even has the frenzied charge ability. Very odd. I can't even begin to pronounce this. Halim, Halahalim or Klahalim, whatever this one is. It looks like to be a high melee damage sword unit. Decent melee attack, very good health on this unit for the price. 149 health is pretty tanky. 600 is pretty expensive. Almost no charge bonus, but very solid armor. This is a very defensive unit. These guys, Sa Negorum, or whatever it is, so a very similar unit to the last one that you saw. Little less health, far more melee defense, far less armor. But otherwise, very similar unit. Very odd, the differences between these two. This one does have shield wall, but the other one has a lot more health for the same price. That is odd. Just very, yeah, these two units are kind of odd for me. Zealot Sicarius. Yeah, so interesting unit here. It's a shock infantry, but it's very light. No armor, no melee defense, so to speak. Very good charge bonus at 83. Solid melee damage, melee attack, scares other units, stalk, so it can move while hidden. And it also has guerrilla deployment, so unbreakable and frenzy. So very interesting unit here as far as potentially being an ice ambusher. Quite expensive though, you have to watch out for that. And then you got Kushite Shotalai here as well, so solid infantry unit here overall. You know, with the shield wall, they could actually be a pretty tanky unit, pretty dangerous. Not a very great charge bonus, it's pretty good. But again, overall, it could be a nice middle-of-the-road unit. They do have some interesting axe units here. You got Baltha Warriors, which is a heavy axe infantry, not boasting a lot of attack, but decent health. Almost no charge bonus here, but they do have the shield wall. And then you get these Baltha Defenders. I guess these are single-handed axemen, which is why, to me, they don't look to be great. This one, though, does have good armor. It's also got shield wall, good armor piercing damage, decent missile block chance. I don't know how these guys are going to play out, not really sure. When it comes to archers, they got Desert Bowmen, which are kind of a generic unit, but then you got Ashum here. Interesting. They've got all the different types of shot. They're only 240, and for only 240, you do get really low missile damage with these guys. But, I mean, it's a cheap archer, so I guess you get what... Whoa, actually, so you get a missile block chance. Ah, so that's how these guys play in. Their damage is less, but they actually have a missile block chance. They're not in this encyclopedia version just yet. Elite Nubian archers, excellent rate of fire. Now, that is interesting. Those guys have a missile block chance. So, for cheap, you get that, or you can pay more. These guys have better missile damage, slightly more ammunition, rapid advance, precision shot, all that kind of stuff. Slingers, desert hurlers is kind of your typical stuff. Skirmishers, strong missile block chance on these skirmishers here. Pretty crappy melee, but 90 damage javelins is pretty expensive. 100 damage javelins on these Ruma warriors. Excellent armor piercing as well. Very interesting. Do they attack with an axe afterwards? They do not. So it's their javelin that's going to have 100 missile damage, 50 armor piercing. That is impressive. And they actually have spear wall too, which is going to increase their attack versus cavalry. Very odd unit here. It'll be interesting to see if either of these play out. Both have spear wall, both have expert charge defense, but this one also has precision shot. Holy crap, that means you're going to have 150 missile damage, and that's going to be like 100 armor piercing. These guys are going to have some deadly javelins. We're going to have to try that out. As far as cavalry goes, we got Camel Warriors, Arabic Horsemen. You've seen these guys before on the other videos. Same thing with Desert Raiders. And then you've got Himyarite Shotalai here. Looks like it's going to be a sword camel unit. Decent health and stuff. Again, might be fun in campaign for mopping up skirmishers, stuff like that, but probably questionable when it comes to competitive multiplayer. The Armored Camel Warrior is going to be a nice offering. They're not heavy, or they are very heavy. They're not fast, but they're going to pack a wallop. Jamal Baltha. So these guys here look to be a axe. Yes, this is an axe wielding, and we've seen that these guys don't work out well in competitive multiplayer either for the most part. However, probably a fun unit in campaign because of their ability to beat down highly armored units. Kushite Mounted Shotalai, we've seen this unit again in the Axum roster. Then we've got Armored Himyarite Shotalai here. Look at the health on this cavalry. That is mind-boggling. a heavy melee cab with 345 health. These guys are going to be heavy hitters. The problem is that they don't have a spear. They do great armor-piercing damage, but they don't have a bonus versus cavalry. Now, maybe if you brought a general that has brace, might work out with all that extra health and stuff. Hard to say. Should be interesting to see how that plays out. Camel Lancers and Almaquoz Lancers, or however you say that. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get it right. Very high health. Very nice charge bonus, and just overall a slow unit, but it's very heavy. Could pack a wallop, but it's also very expensive. Scares other horses, which is a nice touch too. Zodiac Archers, very expensive horse archer unit. It does have firewall smoothing, but for this expensive, you don't even get Parthian shot. That's insane. You get very nice missile damage and a pretty decent health and a mix of attack stats and stuff, but no Parthian shot. Not going to play out in competitive multiplayer. Kind of annoying in general, but I don't know. Maybe this one will be fun in campaign or something. Kind of disappointing on that one. Desert Mounted Javelin. And then you get these Jamal al-Rumba. This is a mounted heavy skirmisher cav. Slow. Scares horses because it's camels. Fires while moving. Again, no Parthian shot. Not sure how that would ever play out on a slow cavalry. But let's take a look at some of the more interesting units here. I'll try not to get all that. Look at this. This has got to be a mistake. There's no way this unit should cost 375. Again, remember, I'm looking at a pre-release version of this. If it releases tomorrow and it's different, then we'll know. Otherwise, I'm sure that online is going to be nothing but spamming these guys, because I know that that's what I want to do right now. Let's try out some of these. Let's actually just get some different units here. Oops. Let's get one of these guys too. I've got to try out some of these skirmishers also, just for fun. I didn't see any of these camel units that just absolutely blew me away. Yeah, I do actually. I'm gonna bring that same. Well, I'm gonna bring a slightly lessened version of that Hun army that I brought last time. The Huns actually don't really have the units that I'm looking for. Let's switch over to the Allans. And let's bring some tough competition, like these. Let's bring some elite Agathyrses. This will be fun. How many infantry do I have? I got 4 infantry roughly. Get some elite Agathyrses, and let's bring some. I want to try and jack up some noble Germanic horsemen with some of those skirmishers and those cab units, those Shotalai cab units that I want to mess around with. So yeah, let's give this a shot. Do I have a brace general? I do. Let's just have a little fun here real quick. I should be playing in the desert, I suppose, right? But I guess it's just set to the Battle of Plains for now. I want to test out those 375 cost infantry. That cannot be right. It just can't. I'm pretty sure these guys are going to mop the floor with elite Agathyrsi. So we will see. They even come in fewer numbers. Could that possibly be why they're cheap? I mean, it can't be. It cannot be possible. They're not berserkers either. Very odd. Well, the fewer numbers might explain maybe why the price is lower. Yeah, we'll see. Still seems like you're getting a heck of a bargain. Let's keep some axemen here on the flanks. Mess around with the elite Agathyrses. Let's keep some javelinmen back here to mess around with the cavalry. Okay, let's have some fun with these Himyar units and see how they play out. Very, very crazy on the cost on that one unit. Again, I don't know. We'll see what the deal is. I'm going to give Creative Assembly the benefit of the doubt here because this is the pre-release version. So we'll see what it is after release. I'll do a quick follow-up. But if these guys, I mean, 200 health, 147 charge, even versus the elite Agathyrses, I expect that they're going to be quite good. We're going to need some of this cavalry up here to protect my flanks.
The enemy has been sighted.
Oh, we're going to have to protect these infantry here in the center. Enemy cabs want to charge me. Let's try out some of these javelins here. This will give us a chance to see how quickly they could kill cavalry. Precision shot. Let's go here to precision shot. These javelins gonna fire. There they go. Oh yeah, they're knocking out cavalry immediately. Let's try out some of these infantry against the elite Agathyrses. The Agathyrses have javelins, which could... Oh, they didn't charge me. Hold on, switch or charge. I didn't get a good charge here because of the way those Agathyrses came at me. Those javelins actually holding their own in melee combat here. Look at these javelins. They have mopped up 79 kills already. That is impressive, to say the least. Let's pull out of here. Let's throw in this... I kind of wanted to... Well, the AI retreated from me over here, so I didn't get a good test of those units. Let's see. 40 kills. No, that's not the Aethar's Chosen. The Aethar's Chosen is the one that I want to test. Get out of the way. I want a good solid charge against these elite Agathyrses. Charge, you idiots! Still gonna get a crappy charge. They're gonna get a lot of kills though. Let's see just how many kills that unit can rack up. Let's check them out up close. Yeah, they've got some brutal attack. The elite Agathyrses though, a tough unit too. But as you can see, for the price that you get out of that one unit, my guys are gonna get a lot of kills. Look, 45 elite Agathyrses dead. Let's save these javelins for another challenge here. I really want to try these cavalry against the right type of cav unit. Yeah, these guys are holding out ridiculously well for such a cheap unit. Look at this, jacking up a whole unit of elite Agathyrses. So clearly something has got to be wrong in the pricing with those guys. This javelin, 100 kills. 100 kills already, that is insane. And it's still got ammo. Look at it just completely. And this one held up all that time in melee. Holy smoke. Now, I know the AI sucks, and they didn't do this right. And this unit here, too, look at that. That's a 375 talent unit getting 83 Agathyrses killed. And not even having a great charge. Let's see what these javelins can do to the elite Agathyrse. This cavalry unit over here holding out surprisingly well in melee. He's the steady there. Like I said, let's javelin up these elite Agathyrses a little bit with these elite javelins. Look at that. Just mowing over elite Agathyrses. My general's going to take a volley from the elite Agathyrses. Yeah, these guys have a lot of ammo. I've used 120 kills just from javelins at this point. Just look at that javelin damage, 137 kills. They still haven't run out of javelins yet. It took an elite Agathyrse warrior to get those guys off the field finally. They got 59 kills versus cavalry, mind you. Yeah, look at that, 156 kills. Absolutely impressive number of kills. Let's go take our general over and put a brace on that Shotalai unit and see how it works out in melee combat versus other cavalry. It's going to be getting overwhelmed by Noble Germanic Horsemen. It's gotten 4 kills already, though. It's probably due to the armor piercing. Oh, really? I thought the brace was going to actually go to that unit over there, too. My bad. Well, whatever. The Shotalai did not get the brace. Still, though, performing pretty decently. 24 kills in combat. I wonder if it's just all that armor piercing damage. It is a camel unit, so they're going to have nice health. Interesting. Noble Germanic Horsemen facing up against my camels. Again, my guys have the armor piercing. These elite Agathyrses in here now, though, so my guys will surely die pretty quickly. Surprised, though, at just how many kills they were able to get. 28 kills versus Noble Germanic Horsemen there. My warlord's killing the Alani General at the moment. The Alani General must not have gotten a good charge. Look at this. This unit came back from routing. 168 kills. Double XP chevron. So crazy javelins on those guys. Again, don't know if it'll play out in online multiplayer, but still impressive. Desert Warlord chasing off the Alani General. Looks like this Shotalai unit finally getting overwhelmed here because of the Agathyrses, but did a pretty good job when it was just up against Noble Germanic Horsemen. It's a heavy melee cav. Let's see, 43 charge bonus, 49. So, I mean, this one does have a spear, and it has nice attack. But a lot of armor piercing damage, but that's basically the same thing as having a bonus versus cavalry, because it basically ends up being armor piercing, so probably not going to like the matchup of these guys versus other spear-armed cavalry would be my guess in the end. But hopefully y'all enjoyed getting to see some of these units up close. That is just absolutely crazy, though. Those Aethar's Chosen, if they really are 375, those guys are going to be, even at the lower unit numbers, they're going to pay for themselves easily. Because 375 talents, and these are kills on Elite Agathyrses for that price. Elite Agathyrses are pretty expensive, if I remember right. 675, yeah, so it's 300 talents less, and it killed half the unit. Even outnumbered and bad charge here, so I mean, potentially a very deadly unit. The fewer numbers, though, maybe that's how they plan to balance it in. They're very easily killed by missiles, too. Don't know, but 200 health, that's crazy. 147 charge, also crazy. Hope y'all enjoyed the quick look at the Himyar, Heir of Carthage, signing off for now.